All right, guys, let's talk again. Today, I wanted to talk about rushing. Again, it's stop doing stuff, stop always be doing stuff, slow down. Because when you step away, when you allow yourself to stop doing things, as I say, and you just stop doing your hobbies, stop exercising, stop feeling like you need to do anything, and just learn to be still, you'll then get to a stage of feeling kind of antsy, like, well, there's things that I do want to do. I'm not reacting or acting from a place of lacking, but from a place of like excitement and wanting to do certain things. And when you start to come out of that, the tendency is to just go as hard as you possibly can, because you're like, I got to change my life. And again, you're falling back into this idea of basically it's reacting. It's like a place of lacking. It's like, I can't handle this. I don't want to be here. I need to be here. I'm comparing myself to someone else. Or even if you're not even comparing yourself to someone else, it's this idea. It comes from this like, I think it actually comes from comparing yourself or feeling like you'll be judged. And so you got to go, oh no, I got to get there as soon as possible. And it's made worse by everyone on social media and YouTube and the internet and the world, just society in general, where everyone is like grindset. You got to be in your grindset, hustle mentality, David Goggins to the max, just like do not sleep, just like all of that mentality, which can be effective, but it is just not sustainable. And to be like, if you take a David Goggins, for example, to be that, to sustain it over a long time, you have to just be like, reduce your life to such a small thing. And I don't know, for some that's really enjoyable and that's what gets you going, but for most that's not going to be what's sustainable, and it's not that fun really. And so it stems from the idea that like life is suffering, and the only way to sort of break free from anything is just to like hustle and grind and stoic your way out of it, which there's value in these philosophies for sure, but ultimately it's not going to lead to your happiness, and it's just not really sustainable. So yeah, you're taking a step forward. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to start, like, this is me coming back from my first run, after, not that I'm a big runner, but just first bit of exercise back after a while. And you go into it, and like, for example, this whole time running, but here's an example, but I also do it when I'm training, and the way that I think about it, and I'm observing myself during the run, and I'm trying to just keep a conversational pace. Like, I'm looking at my watch to make sure I'm staying in the aerobic zone. Like, I'm not trying to be too much of a tryhard about it, but it's more just to observe myself and just be like, no, let's chill it out. And I literally cannot do it because I'm so used to, I'm running past people. And so I'm like, oh, people are seeing me, and that sort of, juices me up a bit, and then I'm going to go even harder. And even though I'm just should be slowing down and like almost at a trundle pace to keep my heart rate at the right zone. And it's just because I don't want to be criticized, and I'm observing myself. I'm like, oh, I'm like cringing. I'm like, oh God, like, because I don't want to be judged by people, even though they're not going to say anything in it. And I realize like I'm just running around the whole time, just on edge, like I'm going to upset someone, or someone's going to pay me out, or like, so, I mean, that's hype. You've got anxiety, kid. But I think subtly we are all like this, and it's hard not to be like that. So the point is, you go into a run, and the whole point is to do it at tempo. Even like filming these videos or whatever, you're like, oh, I got to do, anyone who tells you about like digital marketing and all that kind of thing, it's like, you got to do it, twice a day, even like if you're going to get, TikTok going or whatever, at least once a day, you got to be doing this, blah, blah, consistent, blah, blah, all these things. And there's truth to it, but why do you have to max it out quickly? Like, again, you're going to burn out unless you absolutely love it. But it's such a rare thing, and you'll start to love it as you get momentum. But even still, I just cannot believe that anyone loves something that much. They're fueled by other desires and needs and stuff. So just chill that F out and just allow things to go slowly. Like, minimal effective dose is all we really need. And I don't know if I'm projecting from my life, but I don't think I am. I think a little bit. I'm projecting a bit. But even in my work and all of these stuff, the approach that I take to everything which is sort of reinforced by others as well, is always like max out at all times, basically. And the idea of just like minimal effective dose is just, I don't really see that. It's like, why do we need to push ourselves so hard at work? Like, I mean, just do the work that you need to and then get, like, why are we all pushing so hard? And the answer is because money. But I like just seeing things aside from that, and it's just becoming increasingly more bizarre to me that we would set ourselves up like this, you know, to have to work so hard. And I mean, it's different if you're an employee versus employer, but it's just the collective mindset. And as soon as that shifts, it's like it would have a massive flow-on effect. But I don't think we need to worry about that individually. I mean, if you're watching this, I think you understand what I'm saying. It's basically time to slow down, still pursue the things you want to do, but not getting caught up in the noise, because that's reacting. And we're talking about frame control. That's a huge thing that I'll continue to talk about. And like, I literally, look, here's the back of a frame. Imagine a big frame around you, you know, but surrounding your body, and you're just holding it like that, and people are trying to bang their frame in front of you and you're just holding it. Or people like to think of like a egg around them, like just however you want to think about it. I think it's kind of funny to think of yourself having a frame and it's like custom how you like to make it. Like I say, I'd have like glow in the dark stars around it, or paint it a funny color or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of so important, is starting to let go, ground yourself again. That's kind of phase one, and it's really hard to do. As you fall into that more, you'll be like, feel compelled to do stuff. And then you sort of get to a point, you're like, well, I actually really want to do these things. So then you sort of commit to something. I believe that is the way that you have to do it. Like, not just, it's one thing to just sort of go with the flow, do what you feel like doing from moment to moment. Like, that's the overall idea, but you lose structure, and it affects your consistency, and it affects your enjoyment. So I think it's better to have some routine, not be locked into a routine, but find your balance with it. I think that's important. So you start to set out to do things. Maybe you're going to go, I'm going to do a video each day, or I'm going to exercise this many times a week, or do my painting, or whatever it is. And you may notice that the tendency is to be like, how can I up this as quick as possible? So I can, you know, get more followers, get more of this. And like, don't worry about it. Just do it slow and just enjoy it, and allow the big main message is like, you can't even rush life, the pace of the universe, God, if you tried to. So you're literally just kind of like flailing if you think about it, and oh yeah, I'm going fast. You're not even going faster. You're actually just burning yourself out. It's like you're burning up all the energy. I don't know if anyone ever played Need for Speed, but when you have NOS and like use it, and I think it's nitrous oxide or whatever, and you go, and it's in heaps of racing games, and you just burn through all your extra speed, and then naturally you're slow, and you have to wait for it to refuel, or you don't even get refuel in the case of that, I don't think. But you got to think of it like that. Like, you think you're getting ahead, but you will burn out, and you don't need to do that. And it's in fact I would say it's not a good thing. Maybe if you're excited and you do it, whatever, but like for the most, stop. You don't need to rush it. Just take that to stop doing it. Just make it fun. Allow yourself to learn, and know that you can't even rush it, even if you tried. So just enjoy the pace of life. You may as well just enjoy it, because you can't speed it up anyway. There's set rhythms, and yeah, it's all being fed to us. As I say, it's being fed to us like through the teleprompter live. Like, it's being kind of made up now by whatever greater entity. Like, I talk about the architect from the Matrix, and they're writing the script and we're just acting it out. So you can't even rush it anyway. So just chill the F out, stop doing stuff. I'm also trying to swear less, so this is me swearing less. Chill the F out and stop doing stuff, and just allow things to go at the natural pace. And there's going to be resistance there to that, and you're going to be like, oh, what am I going to be criticized? Oh God. And just getting used to just breathing, relaxing, and really, really all you need to be doing, like the key things that I would say are essential for everyone, especially on this kind of spiritual journey, or this journey of awakening. And I imagine you're on that if you're watching this video, if this is resonating for you, is to be managing your energy, like your vital energy, your sexual energy. And I believe the best way to do, well, there's many ways to transmute it, but I believe doing particular transmutation breathing, and I can talk about that another time, but that is essential. and managing your sexual and vital energy, and having some sort of reflective meditative practice, because half the battle is just being observing. Like if you observe yourself enough, you're kind of like, oh, why am I doing this? And that leads you to ask questions, and you can have conversations with people, you can look things up, or you can ask ChatGPT or whatever, you go on YouTube and find someone, and all of a sudden you've come across someone, they're helping you and transforming. Like the awareness is so key. And the breathing is about managing your energy, and making sure you sort of, the influences of the day and everyone aren't sort of bringing you down and leading to bad, unhealthy choices in life. So the key is really those two things, just observing yourself and trusting that things will change. But that trust comes from seeing yourself change, and you're like, oh, here we go, and seeing yourself experience more well-being because you're doing these things, you're slowing down, you're observing how crazy everything is. You're observing all the good things, and that it's not all crazy. And so like, let that, you're just going through the experience yourself. But yeah, you need to slow down. If you still find yourself like needing to do stuff because you're reactive, stay and just stop doing stuff for a period. And when you feel ready to, it's like sitting down for a little bit because you're exhausted, and you're just taking a breath, and then you'll feel the energy build up, and you're like, okay, you get back up out of your chair. That's a metaphor. So it might take months, it may take weeks, it might take a year, whatever, but it's a balance. But you're continually sort of letting go more and starting to pursue the things that you want to do, setting yourself up like with a framework or some sort of light routine. Like it doesn't have to be, I do it at this time, blah, blah, blah. Just make it fun, do something that's sustainable, and just observe yourself and pull your foot off the throttle, or whatever it is, just take your foot off the gas and just allow things to go at the slower pace, because you calm down, you're not as stressed, and it's more enjoyable. The whole experience is more enjoyable, and you're in tune with the flow of life, and well-being will come from that. So hope that helps. Have a good day/night. Bye.